Hey everyone, welcome to the 15th video in the rune series. I can't believe we've already made it this far. If you're behind, a playlist to the full rune series is down below in the description box. Today we are going to discuss Algiz, which means elk. Now keep in mind this is the European elk, so in America it would technically mean moose. In the Anglo-Saxon rune poem, which is actually the only rune poem in which it turns up, it is interpreted as being in the form elk sedge, which is a marsh plant that actually has kind of sharp edges. So like all thorny, spiky, or sharp plants, it can either be protective or it can be harmful. Kinda just depends on how you're using it. Algiz was often used in bind runes for protection. And now this makes sense looking at both elk sedge and its sharp edges, as well as the antlers of the elk. It also relates to the hunt, which is another thing that can be dangerous, but not so much if you are aware of your surroundings and of your environment. Now, if you actually look at the rune, you will see that it very much does look like the protruding antlers of an elk. Gunderson, a scholar who has widely studied the runes, suggests that the three branches are air, fire, and water, which are the three elements that Odin used to create the Bifrost Bridge. So here, between the fusing of three elements as well as, well, a bridge, we see the element of connection. Which brings me to my final point. Algiz is a link between the natural and divine worlds. Once again, if you're looking at the shape of the rune, Germanic peoples prayed by raising their hands up toward the sky, which looks a lot like the rune. It can also symbolize the upper branches of Yggdrasil, as well as the needles of Yggdrasil. Or, going back to the antlers, those of the stags who would nibble on the needles of Yggdrasil. It is also their antlers that produces water into the well that provides the rivers for the 9 worlds. So, in a reading, this is definitely a big rune for protection, especially protection that is granted by a higher power such as a god or goddess, a figure of authority, or a natural force. It can also signify luck in the hunt, so a successful outcome to a particular endeavor. It can also be warning you about something on the horizon or currently in a situation that is dangerous to those who are untrained or unknowledgeable about it. In magic, not surprisingly, it is great for protection. On its own, it is very powerful, but if you want to get a little bit more specific, simply create a bind rune. For example, if you want additional protection while you're traveling, bind it to Reho. It is also useful in communication with the divine. If you are trying to commune with deity, you can try to visualize it or even draw an outline of it on your forehead before sleep or meditation, whatever your communication preferences are. If this video has been informative, please hit that like button. If you're not already subscribed, please do so, and make sure to hit the bell notification button as well. Next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time will be our 16th rune in the rune series. But in the meantime, if you need to get a hold of me, here is my Instagram and my email address, and I will see you all soon.